Elsewhere tonight, a Texas County District Judge is refusing to seal new details into the gruesome murders of two Kansas women.
The bodies of Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly were found last month. 5 people charged in connection to their deaths. News 4's John Hayes joins us now in studio with the latest. John.
Kevin and Jolene, the new details come from search warrants filed last week. Before we get to what they are, we do want to warn folks at home, some of them are disturbing. Search warrants filed May 15th shed light on what could have led up to the kidnapping and murders of Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly. The two women last seen Easter weekend, headed from Kansas to Oklahoma to visit Butler's children. 5 suspects, including the grandmother of Butler's kids, Tiffany Adams, are facing charges for their deaths.
This case did not end the way we had hoped.
In one warrant, state investigators say Butler and Kelly's bodies were found inside of a chest freezer during a 2-day excavation of a burial site nearly 9 miles away from Butler's abandoned car. The cause of death was not detailed.
How can you hate somebody so much that you want to kill them? How can you hate the mother of your grandchildren so much that you want to end her life?
Warrants also detail suspicious items seized as evidence at the burial site, like duct tape, a sheath, a black knife, ball caps, and cloth gloves with possible blood on all of them. Documents also state that the latest suspect charged for the murders, Paul Grice, went to a witness's house after the arrest of the 4 other suspects. While there, documents say Grice asked how long DNA would last on clothing in the dirt in a 15 feet deep hole, if DNA would survive in churned dirt, and if the source knew how to get a guy and his family to Mexico.
They deserve to rot and burn in the depths of hell for all I care.
And the next phase of this case will be collecting and reviewing physical evidence with no firm trial dates ironed out just yet. We'll update you as we learn more.
Okay, this is a crazy situation. Let's go over to this next video where they talk about the woman who was sentenced for orchestrating all of this. So let's get into it.
It was Easter weekend in 2024 when this all started, and over a year and 9 months later, Tiffany Adams, officially sentenced for orchestrating the deaths of Kansas moms Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly. Adams will spend life behind bars without the possibility of parole after Butler and Kelly were found dead in Texas County, Oklahoma, and the Panhandle in April of 2024. In a statement to KOCO5, the family of Veronica Butler said, quote, "As a family, we are absolutely pleased with today's outcome." Adams pleaded no contest to the murders in October last year, and because of that, she did not face the death penalty. During the last 2 years, KOCO has followed the case and learned lots of context. Tiffany Adams was the paternal grandmother of Butler's children, and according to court records, she was worried she would lose custody of those kids. Butler and Kelly were traveling together from Hugoton, Kansas to pick up Butler's children when they went missing in Texas County, Oklahoma. Adams organized an effort to kill Veronica with the help of the other suspects and took Jillian's life just because she was traveling with Veronica and was appointed by the courts to supervise the exchange of the kids. Adams is one of 4 other suspects charged in the murders of Butler and Kelly. Paul Grice, Cora Twombly, Tad Cullum, and Cole Twombly are still going through court proceedings. However, Paul Grice and Cora Twombly both testified for the state in the case, and both agreed to plea deals. Adams' boyfriend, Tad Cullum, recently tried to dismiss the charges against him, but was unsuccessful. His jury trial is set for October this year. Cole Twombly's jury trial is scheduled for February of 2027. In OKC, Jason Berger, KOCO 5 News.
Meanwhile,
This is a crazy world, y'all. This is a crazy world. Let's go to the AI breakdown so we can try to understand everything that's happening. So let's get into it. So as we know, on February 2nd, 2026, Tiffany, 56, was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for orchestrating a 2024 murder of 2 Kansas women, 2 Kansas mothers. So let's see. Adams, the parental grandmother of Butler's children, led a plot to ambush and kill the women during a scheduled custody exchange on Easter weekend of 2024. So a judge in Texas County, Oklahoma, handed down the following sentences to be served concurrently: 2 life terms without parole for first-degree murder, 2 5-year terms for unlawful removal of a dead body and 2 7-year terms for unlawful desecration of a human corpse. So the motive, so the murder were a accumulation of an ongoing custody battle, and Adams reportedly feared of losing custody of her grandchildren to Butler. Butler and Kelly disappeared on March 30th, 2024, while driving to pick up the children. Their bodies were discovered 2 weeks later, buried in a chest freezer on a rural Oklahoma property. Adams and her accomplices were linked to a fringe anti-government religious group known as God's Misfits. What is happening? Evidence shows that Adams purchased stun guns and a burner phones to coordinate the ambush. Adams entered a no contest plea in October 2025, which removed the death penalty as a sentencing option. So she knew she was going down for the rest of her life. So we know that both of these, so Cora and Paul, both of them entered a plea agreement and provided testimony against Adams. They are expected to be sentenced to later this year with the agreement that could lead to parole eligibility in 30 years. And then we got Ted, who was scheduled to be, his trial is scheduled to begin in October 16th. And Cole, his trial is scheduled to begin in February 2027. Why does it take so long? Jesus. But all of this over, what did they say? Custody. Over that she didn't want to lose custody of her grandchildren to Butler. Now, here's a question. Was it for love or was it for money? Think about it, y'all, because you know if you got the custody of the kids, you got some money coming in most likely. I'm assuming the only reason that's my thinking. The only reason that she ended up killing them or she didn't want to lose custody is because the government was sending her some kind of money for the children, for taking care of the children. Either the government or child support. Something like that is what drove her to be like, oh yeah, let's end them. And she orchestrated the whole thing. The grandmother. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy situation, y'all. Let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. The world is a crazy place. The world is a crazy place, but I've said this before. That is why we need to review the world together. That is why we got to review the world together. Absolutely crazy. But let me know your thoughts on that whole situation. And let me know if you disagree with anything I said.